What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony, aka the Talking Bull. I've got Drock here with me, aka Derek, aka the Horror Squid. You can find him on the Horror Squid podcast wherever you get your podcast feed. Please go give him some love over there. He just uploaded the newest one where me and him talked about Cabin in the Woods. Go check it out. And you can find him over on Twitch at the Squid Lair. And we are going to bring you the nerdy news you need to know, already know, and give our opinions on it. How you doing, D?
I'm alive. I'm here. I'm great. I'm lovely. Had some awesome, great fucking way to start the week. I'm great. I'm good. Two of my favorite things got announcements. And
Yes.
I am stoked.
Yes. I was pretty stoked as well for one of those things, and another one of those things is pretty cool. So, the first big thing I think we should talk about is the announcement that came from Sunday night's Halo World Championships. A thing I was unaware was still a thing, but apparently is still a thing.
Yeah, I kept seeing something about that. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I didn't know it was still popular enough to have that.
Right? Like, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so Sunday night, 343 Industries made a number of announcements, including that they are officially changing their name to the Halo Studios. They are working on a bunch of new games, and as well, those games will be done in the Unreal Engine 5, as well as releasing like a slight tech demo called Project Foundry. Basically showing off what Halo would look like inside of said tech demo and how the future games would look. They're moving away from their own Slipstream engine, which was utilized by Halo Infinite and whatnot. And yeah, I'm going to give this over to D because he's more of a Halo fan than I am, and get his reaction on that. What you thinking, man?
So much pressure. No. I'm super fucking stoked. As a massive fan of Halo, I enjoyed Infinite. I didn't really like. I was a little confused on the story, but that could have also been because I never played Halo 5. But I didn't really understand the hate for the game itself. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. Which now that we're talking about this, that answers my question that you and I have talked about in the past, where I've tried to figure out, like, what was the last game that I beat? You know, because I was like, I don't remember, because I thought it was Last of Us 2, but I think it was Halo Infinite, if that came out after the Last of Us 2.
I never
But
finished Halo Infinite. I got to where the world opens up to that open world part where you're supposed to start
yeah,
taking bases and stuff, and then literally never went back.
gotcha. So you only got through the first part then?
Yeah, the first
Because
little,
there's
like
still
the
more
first
story
intro,
to the.
literally.
Oh, okay. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. It was a different take on it with the kind of open world stuff. I liked exploring, going back to areas that I had previously went to just to see what was happening there.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. I liked it. The multiplayer was all right for a little bit, but the stuff they did with the multiplayer was a little jank in my opinion. But that's just the world we live in. Battle passes and all that, and microtransactions and all that other kind of garbage.
So I've
But
never been big on Halo multiplayer anyways. The story is always where it was at for me for Halo.
I
So,
loved everything about it, multiplayer story. But I am so fucking excited for this new Halo. Like, looking at just the sample stuff they put in, that they showed on the clips from the Unreal Engine 5, just looks fantastic. Master Chief looking like a thick boy there a little bit, you know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? But man, seeing that with like I guess with the ray tracing and the shadows, the lighting, everything that Unreal 5 like can do,
Mm-hmm.
I am here for it for Halo, man. Halo really needed this. It is a franchise I feel that should still be top dog, and unfortunately, it hasn't been for a while.
Oh, definitely. Like, it came out and everyone was real excited, and I feel like it just, I don't want to say like it came out with a thud, but it kind of was. Like, it was just there. The game came
Yeah,
out,
I know.
it did relatively well, I think. Reviews weren't too harsh on it, and then it was just there. And
Yeah.
especially given where most online games are, for Halo not to be talked about in general, I think
That
is
says
kind of
something.
sad
Yeah.
for it. So I'm hoping this fresh start is really good for it. And multiple games, which is kind of cool. But I think moving away from the fact of calling it 343 was a smart idea and just being like, hey, we're the Halo studio. This is who we are. Let's go. Because there
Is it
was
new
after.
showrunners
What's that?
or game runners? Is it new people running it now?
As far as I know, it's still the same people because initially
Oh,
that's what was going to happen, right? Sony. I'm so used to shitting on Sony studios. Um, Microsoft was thinking about taking away and closing 343 because of what happened with everything with Halo and it not doing as well as they wanted it to. But I guess they were just like, hey, we're going to give you guys the chance to right the wrongs, fix the ship, if you will, and you're the you are the Halo studio now. Like this is what you are. We're gonna use this engine that everyone uses. It's a great engine, and yeah, we're gonna put Halo back as like the flagship thing franchise it's supposed to be on the Xbox.
yeah. Because think about when the first Xbox came out. Like that was the fucking game to have for Xbox. That was their, I guess like you said, their flagship game. Like that was, man. I just love Halo, dude. It's one of those things that I am weirdly passionate about. Like when it comes to like horror movies, how again talk about this fucking movie all the time, but how I am with Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because they were a literal uh they were just like major parts of my growing up, and I guess like things that shaped me as a person, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's just Halo means a lot to me, and it's just so cool that they're trying to make it, trying to fix. You're trying to make it top dog again. You
Exactly.
know.
And like they should be because like when you think of Xbox, they're synonymous with each other. Like when you think of Xbox, you think of like 3 4 core main titles. And the first one is always Halo. It's Halo, Gears of War, and like Franza. Franz. I always pronounce that wrong.
Forza.
Forza. Those are like that's their games. And
Was there
for
a fourth one? 'Cause you said four.
I said 3 or 4. I didn't know if there
Oh,
was
okay,
another
okay.
one. There probably is, but I'm like Blink's the cat.
Yeah. Anyway, you continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's just I couldn't think of another. I'm pretty sure there's another one, but I'm not really entirely sure off the top of my
Used to
head.
be Splinter Cell. That's what I think of because I remember Splinter Cell. That was the first time I ever played it. Was on the Xbox.
See, that's me. That's just another Ubisoft title, which we will get to shortly. Is it? Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it is Ubi. Yeah, and like you got racing's doing well. Uh, Gears is making a huge comeback with its prequel. What is that called again?
The Gears of War prequel.
Yeah,
I don't remember at
but
all.
that's making a big comeback now. And Coalition's still working on it. And yeah, for now, Halo, like they realize that there's something wrong. They need to fix it. And I think rebranding was important. You need to kind of get away from the past and naming
Yeah.
yourself 343. I think was a thing. So now being like, this is what we do. We are the Halo studio.
Yeah. It's
So
like, hey, we're gonna do the thing right. That's what I get from that.
exactly. And I like that
Regardless,
it's
I'm
multiple
excited.
games. So like who knows what they're working on? It could be another um, real time strategy game as a main title Halo game.
That would be awesome. So, two things while we're on the topic of like other games and stuff. Or yeah, different kind of game types. They right before they announced this, like the day before they announced that they're doing a third person mode for Halo Infinite's multiplayer.
Yeah,
And while I love Halo for being a first person shooter, I'm kind of really interested in playing their multiplayer in a third person fashion.
it's actually fascinating to play a game that you play in first person in a third person mode for a while. It's a
Yeah.
totally different experience because Apex Legends did that where they had a third person mode for one of their limited time their LTM's,
Yeah.
and it was weird. It's definitely a thing to get used to when you're used to not being able to see the way you see in a third person over first person.
Yeah. See,
So,
I like that in those kind of games just because it's like you have all these skins and stuff and you don't get to see them unless you're like loading in
mm-hmm.
your death cam
Yeah.
or or if you won the game at the end. Um but I'm excited to check that out. I definitely want to play that. Would you be interested in playing it?
Oh, definitely. I'll check that out.
Cool.
I've played enough Halo to play it in a third person would definitely be interesting for
Yeah.
sure. I am intrigued
Um
to see where they go with Halo.
I
Like
am
in
too.
story wise in general because I feel like I was thinking about this earlier like I don't know the story entirely of Infinite, but like there's only so much you can do with these characters and the Covenant and what's left of them and Master Chief and um the cool bad guy.
Oh, the flood
Yeah. No. The
or
main
the
the main
forerunners.
dude, the Arbiter.
Oh, Arbiter. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So Halo's lore is really confusing. It's very convoluted.
very.
I feel like there's just a lot to it,
Mhm.
and as like someone who claims to be a massive fan, I just like the gameplay. I like the world. I like playing in it. Uh, Keeping up with the story though, it's a little confusing,
Man, you're
especially
talking to a Kingdom Hearts fan, so I get you.
when you go from 3 to 4. It's like what the fuck happened? How did we get here? I guess in 4, that was that was 343's way of taking over the story and doing what they wanted with it.
Mhm.
But yeah, hopefully they could maybe like reel it back in with this. I do think we are going to get a Halo Combat Evolved remaster or remake in the sense of like what they did with Resident Evil 2 and
Mhm.
3.
Just keep it the same but slightly different type of thing.
Yeah, in better graphics and stuff. I think we're gonna get that, and it's gonna lead into a whole new game.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for
It'd
that.
be like, hey, here's what we're doing. This is what the next game's gonna look like. And it'll be like a good placeholder, kind of like what they did with ODST. See,
Mhm.
I'd love another ODST game, man. That game was like awesome.
That'd be definitely interesting. But before we get into that, you did ask me if they were under new leadership. They technically are because the top GM stepped away in 2022, and the series veteran Joseph Stetton left after Xbox in 2023. So now they're under the leadership of Pierre Hedson and Elizabeth Van Week.
Oh, okay.
So they are taking over. They have the new studio. They're working on new titles, and they're full steam ahead with everything. So yeah, but yeah, definitely full on ODST would be really cool. Um, I'd love another like Reach type story. Just some one off kind of like I feel like Reach was the most emotionally invested I've ever been in a Halo story.
Well, it's because you cared about the characters and
Yeah.
also playing through it. Like you knew where it was going, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just dread the whole time.
So like that I feel like Reach is really cool, and I'd love another kind of story like that because yeah, like I've Halo is it was really fascinating as the entire universe around it, and I feel like maybe they haven't fully touched upon it in the games. I know there's some side books and stuff. I've read like one of the side books. It was very fascinating, but I
I
definitely would. I would love to see them step away from Master Chief as a side side project to see someone else dealing with said things. So, but good on Xbox to realize there's an issue and that they need to fix it
Yeah, at least they're
before
not
it
like
goes
other
too far.
companies where they just scrap all their shit.
Hmm.
This
Or
isn't doing good. We're not gonna touch it.
exactly, or they just keep trugging along and don't fix anything and realize the problem.
Yep.
But yeah, so good on them. That makes me very happy. And Halo Infinite came out in 2021. That's 3 years ago at this point.
That's interesting.
Right? I'm just looking at the date and I'm like, that is insane. And like they just had the World Finals and we were like, they have those still for a 3-year-old game. So I guess, it's a niche thing.
I just didn't think the competitive mode was that popular enough to warrant that.
Nah, I didn't think so either. Especially because like you see all the ones that are out there and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and like the biggest thing to come out of it was the entire re-announcement of the new projects and the new studio names. So, who knows?
Yeah, well, we'll see, man. I'm excited. Hopefully, we get some more news soon. Like some more, like a time frame of when to expect it.
Exactly. Like it's been 3 years. You figure with DLC, we're due for some sort of news.
We never got DLC for it though. See, now that was my problem with it.
No, I mean like yeah, they don't really do DLC for a thing. It's just online content for Halo.
Yeah. So the way Infinite ended was a bit abrupt to me. When it ended, I'm like, oh, that was it. I was like, oh, okay.
I need to go finish that. I think it's the problem. I have no idea how it ends. So
well,
I
would say just
that.
wait because we're gonna do our Halo playthrough. We're gonna get to Infinite eventually.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, we have been working through the Halo series. We have finished Reach.
It has taken us forever.
And we have finished Combat Evolved. We are on Halo 2. Because a good chunk of it is just us killing each other and fuckery. So if you enjoy that, we post when we go live and play that. Usually on Saturdays is when we attempt to play Halo. So if you would like to see us work our way through the series, please go to our Twitches and you can find various gameplay on there about that. It's really fun. But speaking of sequels and things that we have been waiting for, we got news today, as of this recording, which is the 7th. Alien Isolation is getting a sequel.
Let's fucking go.
I typed that twice into our thread today. It's the 10th anniversary of Alien Isolation, and today they decided that they are going to tell us they are in early development of a sequel to Alien Isolation. Creative Assembly confirmed it today. They made a statement, I believe on his Twitter or something. The creative director Al Hope said the development team would share more when they're ready. He said, and I quote, "On the 10th anniversary, it seems only fitting to let you know that we have heard your distress calls loud and clear. Today, I am delighted to confirm on behalf of our team that a sequel to Alien Isolation is in early development, and we look forward to sharing more details with you when ready."
I can't wait, man. I am so fucking excited. This is the other game that it's a perfect horror game, survival horror game. It's the perfect survival horror game in my opinion.
Bro, I need to finish this game. I played a shit ton of it though, but I want to play so much more of it because this game is awesome.
And me, along with all the other fans of it, have just been wanting and asking for a sequel for 10 plus years now at this point. And we're finally getting it. What's funny is someone tweeted out the other day, somebody, I think it's, who's this guy? Who is he? He's a co-host for the AVP for the Alien vs Predator Galaxy podcast.
Yeah.
He tweeted out, celebrating 10 years of Alien Isolation, and I was like, 10 years since one of the greatest horror games ever made that will never get a sequel to. A day later, we get this announcement.
So
like, what the fuck?
that is hilarious. So Alien Isolation came out in 2014, sold 1 million copies within 3 months of going on sale, and then 2.11 million after 6 months. For a team the size of Creative Assembly, and for a franchise that is rated R, and I think, like, especially in 2014, a very niche title, that is fucking phenomenal to me. I don't care what Sega thinks. Like, fuck them. To me, that's a success.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, I think IGN didn't IGN not give it a good score at first either? And
yeah, IGN fucking oh my god, I could go on about IGN and their ass backwards ability to review shit sometimes. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, they didn't give it a good review, and I'm like, why the fuck not? That game was fantastic. It had very few flaws.
Mm-hmm. I have never met a person who said anything bad about that game.
Right?
It's just perfect. The AI in it is perfect because it adapts to you.
Right? You can make that thing mad. You can make it chill. Like, it'll learn if you hide too much. If you hit it with fire, it will definitely not like you even more than it already does. Which I learned the hard way once when I made something explode. It really pissed him off. Like, it's just... And now with Romulus being the success that it was, and Earth coming out very soon, we're in the alien renaissance, people. Let's go.
What was that? What was the second one you were talking about?
Alien Earth.
What is that? Oh, the show.
The FX series show. That's going to be...
We do have an Alien comic, which is a tie-in to Alien Romulus, coming out this month, actually.
And we also have Aliens versus Avengers.
Which the first issue is really good. I bought it like a month ago, but I saw a post the other day. It was like, the first issue's out and available. I'm like, hasn't that been out for a month now? Like, did I miss something?
Just some people just catch it on real late. Alien Earth takes place just before 2012's Prometheus, and it comes out in 2025. So we will see. Because Alien also now has one of the most confusing, convoluted timelines of all time.
If you want, you can just completely disregard
Prometheus and anything before it. Yeah, it's kind of what I do, because I really don't care about Prometheus or Covenant.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good movies in my opinion, but they are confusing as fuck.
Yeah. Trying to add lore for shit that didn't need lore all that much.
I'm confused as to where where Alien Earth, how does that tie in? Because they said there's going to be xenomorphs in it, but if it's before Prometheus, and that's, like, you see the protomorph in that, or whatever it's called.
What I'm thinking is just that he made the protomorph on that, but the alien just already existed.
Okay.
It's just another alien that they think was the original alien that isn't.
Hopefully we get some explanation, or maybe we could just completely disregard those two movies. You know, again, as someone who enjoys them, I could take or leave. I'm so used at things being retconned, and this movie's from this timeline. If you look at it this way, I mean, look at the fucking Halloween franchise. Holy shit!
Halloween retcons itself every 5 years.
when I found out that Halloween H2O wasn't a sequel to, what was the Halloween with Busta Rhymes?
That's H2O.
Okay, what's the
No.
What's the other one?
H2O is the one with Joshua
at
Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, at the college.
Yeah. No, Busta Rhymes isn't in that one, right? It's a sequel to that. It's not a sequel to that though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that there is.
I'm pulling up I'm pulling up Halloween's filmography right now. As soon as I get away from Halloween, the Day.
Resurrection, Halloween
Yeah.
Resurrection, and Halloween H2O. I thought those were sequels together, but apparently they're on different timelines. I think.
Yeah, isn't it a sequel to the second one?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's just like we're getting way off topic here, but like it's
Yeah,
like again
it's
like
my podcast. We can go whatever podcast we want.
with the with timelines and stuff. It's the same thing. It's like I'm at a point now where I'm like, oh, you just want to retcon it? Then just retcon it. I don't care. You know, we're gonna disregard that. Like they tried that with Halloween 2018, Halloween Ends, and Halloween Kills, and Jesus fucking Christ, those were just unnecessary. Had potential.
No, it is a sequel. It is a sequel to H2O.
Oh, okay.
Resurrection is a sequel to H2O. Yeah, it says it literally says 3 years after the murders at Hillcrest Academy.
Okay, well, maybe I don't know. I saw a time,
but I think it just ignores 4, 5, and 6.
That's what it is then. Okay.
Yeah, because it's 1 and 2, and then 3 doesn't count because it's Season of Witches, and then 4, 5, and 6, and then I think it goes 1, 2, 20 years later, Resurrection, and then it goes Halloween 2 with Rob Zombie. And then I'm pretty sure it just goes Halloween to Halloween with the new one from 2018 to Kills to Ends.
I hate that they did it that way, where you have Halloween 1976 or 78. 76.
Yeah, I was right. This is how they have it in the Halloween story chronologically. It says original continuity is 1, 2, 4, 5, and The Curse. And then they have the Dimension Films one, which is 1, 2, H2O Resurrection, the remake one, and then the Blumhouse continuity, which is 1, the 2018s, and then 2021s, 2022s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what it was right there. It was I was thinking of the Dimensions film version.
Yeah.
The timeline. So I hate that Halloween is a sequel to Halloween. Like, why didn't you just name Halloween 2018 something else? Because now you have to refer to it as Halloween 2018.
Yeah. I think it just because they were banking off name recognition, right?
I mean, all you have to do is put Halloween, whatever tagline.
Yeah, but I think at the time calling it Halloween would be better calling it like Halloween, whatever the hell, you know?
Yeah.
Single movie titles, especially with a sequel that was, 30 years after whatever the hell date it was. I'm not doing math. Yeah. Works better than calling it, Halloween. They're all old now.
Regardless, keep that man away from other horror movies and stuff. I don't want him to do anything anymore.
You were singing his praises up until the midway through the second one.
I wasn't even that big on the first one. I was just excited to have more. And then it just wasn't good. And then I'm like, oh my God, what the hell happened? Then you get to the third one and it's like, what?
Man, you're talking to a fan of like Nightmare on Elm Street who just it's broken.
Nightmare on Elm Street though is a whole different ball game, and I'm okay with it. Okay, but I enjoy it because like at least the continuity of that isn't that confusing.
It's really not. It's like 1 through 6, and then 7's its own thing.
Yeah,
and then
7 gets super meta, like, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's great.
And then like a reboot later that's actually pretty decent.
It's not bad. Which I want to do a podcast on that one.
It's definitely better than the Friday the 13th reboot. With
let's watch both of those, and do an episode on each one, and we can compare.
We can do all three. We can do all three.
I actually enjoyed all three.
Yeah, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. They've all had.
Let's do the fucking the big four. We gotta do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which knocks all those out of the fucking park.
Well, then there's no point in doing a thing. We've already declared the winner.
Well, we need to get 2, 3, and 4.
Compare and contrast. Fair enough. Okay. speaking of horror franchises, let's talk about Ubisoft. Segues. That was a pretty good segue. Ubisoft is in real fucking trouble. Like, hanging on for dear life. Big trouble. They ever for like the last I want to say 10 years. I'm going to say 10 years. Ubi has been hanging on for dear life. They've almost been bought out by Tencent. Oh god, who's the thing that owned Activision that as I hate them. Before they got bought out. Oh, I thought you said the name.
I didn't say anything. I was listening to you talk.
Oh, I thought I'm going crazy. No, there was that. Who owned Activision with Activision?
Neversoft?
No, they
I
own.
don't know. I'm just spitballing. I have no idea.
Oh god, it's gonna drive me nuts now. I forget what it was called. They're the ones who bought Blizzard as well. I'll have to look it up.
They bought Blizzard?
Yeah.
Xbox?
No, before Xbox.
Wizards of the Coast. No.
Wizards of the Coast. Who owns them now?
Blizzard? No.
Yeah, I think Blizzard does.
No, I think is it Hasbro?
Hang on.
I'll look it up. I was right, Hasbro.
Yeah.
Because that's what they.
I remember people being really mad about. Oh, Vivendi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they suck.
No, Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast because that's why they've been doing all the crossovers and just
right.
fucking releasing crossover after crossover after crossover after crossover.
Okay, so I'm confused, and I don't know if you can explain this to me. We're gonna get into Ubisoft's problems in a second, but I just want to know, how do the crossovers work with regard to like Magic?
Okay. See, I was about to go on a little rant, but in my head I stopped myself because it would get really confusing. But you asked, so
yeah, I'm very curious. Like, how does the what do they have? They have like Lord of the Rings now and some other shit like that. How does that work?
How does it work within their worlds? Because there's
can you use like a Lord of the Rings deck against some guy who's playing some other deck within Magic?
So if the Lord of the Rings deck actually, like, those cards fit better into the world.
Yeah, but there's like some other random shit they've been doing. I'm trying to think of.
Well, let's see. They did Transformers, Godzilla.
Yeah, that's
Fallout.
what. Yeah, I saw Transformers. I was like, how the fuck does that work in Magic: The Gathering?
How the fuck does Godzilla work? It's not even the same realm. But anyway, so different realms, not multiverse, but different realms within Magic.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure is the correct way. But anyway, so instead of just making new cards and suddenly you've got like Optimus Prime, if I understand it correctly, they take existing cards in the Magic game.
Okay.
Slap Optimus Prime on it, and it's like Optimus Prime, and it's got like his colors and like his effects of what he does, but it'll have like a little like black box that's just like also considered this card. So the text and everything on it is the same as an existing card within Magic, except for it's just got Optimus Prime on it, and it says Optimus Prime, but it's like this is also considered this card.
Okay, well that's kind of cool then.
Now they do have like some cards that come out in the set that are specific for, whatever lines coming out. Like, and I could be wrong. Optimus Prime might be one, but I know for at least the Godzilla one, I think some of the Godzilla cards are just different versions of other monster cards that exist.
So if it's like Fate the Slayer of whatever, that could be like Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bumblebee would just be Bumblebee's picture. It'd say Bumblebee on the card as the name of the card.
But it would act the same as like Fate the Dragon Slayer or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So like in TCGs in trading card games where a lot of the time in decks, you're only allowed to have like 4 of a certain card.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this says Bumblebee, but it has the same effect.
It's still the same, like, attack
It's still
and
the
whatever,
same.
defending type of
Yeah,
thing.
so it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I was curious on that, because I've been seeing, like, Magic do a lot of random shit. And I was always confused, and I was like, I don't really know anyone who does Magic.
It's making a lot of people mad.
Really?
Like,
Why? I think that would be cool.
Well, it's because they did like The Walking Dead too. It's just, it's cool for you and I.
Yeah.
Because we like pop culture, we like nerd stuff. Crossovers like that are really dope. You and I, are just really big on crossovers in general.
Yeah,
I mean, look at us with Ninja Turtles. Like,
bro, if they did a Turtles deck, I'd be in that.
I'm sure it's coming.
That'd be cool.
But as like Magic fans and those things, they're very like gatekeeping.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when you get into the trading card world, it's like a whole fucking different world. Like, I find it difficult trying to relate with some of those guys sometimes, because like we're all nerds, but like on different spectrums of the nerd.
That's fair.
You know, we just happen to cross over when it comes to like that specific trading card game.
I'm on their wiki. I'm trying to see if they like say what kind of decks they got going right now. Because they're called expansions, right? It would be an expansion deck.
Yeah.
God, there's so much. Oh, here it says promotional crossovers. So they've done Nerf, Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's cool. Yeah, they had 16 kaiju from Toho as promotional cards. So that's just Godzilla. They've done The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Fortnite, Street Fighter. That's the one I saw the other day. I saw Street Fighter. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, I remember the Fortnite one came out. People were not happy.
Oh, and then I saw Doctor Who as well. There's Doctor Who set coming. There's a Warhammer set, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who. There's other planned crossovers coming from Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Final Fantasy. And they've partnered with Marvel to bring several tentpole sets from Marvel characters.
God. Oh yeah, they are doing a Marvel crossover, because that was another thing that some of the Digimon guys who do play Magic, they're they're bringing Marvel over to Magic because they don't like the MCU anymore.
Dude, I'm telling you, I would have a deck with fucking Doctor Who, a Jurassic Park, some fucking Marvel dudes, a Fallout guy, some Final Fantasy dude. My deck would be all over the place.
All right, real quick. So I was a little wrong about like how some of the cards work. So like the Walking Dead ones, I'm looking, it's like Rick, Steadfast Leader, Daryl, Hunter of Walkers. I believe these are just their own cards within that world. Like, so they're their own brand new cards with effects. But if you go look at the Fortnite ones, let's see, if you click on Dance Battle, right below it, it says the name of the card that it's also a copy of. So Dance Battle is also Dance of Many.
Okay.
And then the Battle Bus is also Smuggler's Copter, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they did some of these, but I guess some cards do have their own specific things. Is that a Dracula crossover? Oh, these cards look dope. Which that fits in because there's vampires and magic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a Universe Beyond series, and that's where all the crossovers go. I think it's its own thing.
Yeah. So I Magic is cool. Their card art is like really fucking dope.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we just lost half of my audience that listens to this.
They'll come back. It's just too hard.
If they're there in the first place.
Too much money.
Oh yeah, Magic is not cheap. But yeah, I was just curious about that. That was our big side tangent. That was all right.
Anyway,
so
back to Ubisoft.
Back to Ubisoft dying. So it was announced the other day that they are delaying Assassin's Creed Shadows. And, well, the average person is excited for that because October has too many fucking games in it. For stockholders and people who actually have a problem with that, delaying Shadows really fucking hurt Ubi's bottom line more than it already has, as well as the lower than reported sales expectations of Star Wars Outlaws. Not doing as hype as they want. And it is very much not going well for them for the last thing, because people, I don't think, have any idea what the fuck they want in an Assassin's Creed game. They keep saying, like, they want to go back to basics, and then they went back to basics. Not a lot of people picked it up. And then, like, there was a entirely different Star Wars game that looked decent, but didn't do that well as far as I know review-wise. But it's another one of those titles that people will play in, like, 6 months and be like, this game's great. You know, and I'm guilty of that myself.
I just feel like everyone is just looking for something to bitch about.
That is also very accurate.
People are they just find things to complain about. No one's gonna be fucking happy about anything. And I mean, I saw something earlier about completely irrelevant to Ubisoft and the stuff you're talking about, but it's an example. Everyone loved Deadpool and Wolverine, but now people are starting to hate it all of a sudden.
Yeah, I saw a post about that last night. It said, when did the rhetoric start bashing that movie? And I'm just like, I'm not participating in this. This movie's great. I've seen it twice. I watched the intro yesterday just because it's entertaining to me.
Like, it's just, I think some things get to a certain popularity. It's like, okay, well, everyone loves this, and I guess it's time to start hating it. I don't know.
It's the same thing with bashing the intent and the MCU in general. Like, people just hate on it because it's popular.
Yeah.
Look at Fortnite. Fortnite's the prime example of it.
Yep. And and you already know, I mean, you play with me, but I know you're an Apex guy, but I like Fortnite. It's a great game. It does what it does, and it's, you know.
And it makes no fucking apologies for it. It knows what it is, it knows what it wants, and it keeps doing it, and it's fucking highly successful, and it's going to keep doing it. I have no problem with Fortnite. My only problem with Fortnite was that I hated building, and I sucked at it. Was literally my only problem with Fortnite.
Yeah, and then they added zero build now.
But they added zero build, and I'm having fun. I buy skins. I buy the stupid emotes and dance moves and characters and shit. Like, it's a fun game. If it's not your cup of tea, just don't play it.
Yeah, and when it comes with stuff like that, it's like you're enjoying these things, and the longevity of it. Like, let's just say for whatever reason, 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, the game dies. It won't. But I'm just saying, if it's not like you wasted money, because it's like you supported this thing.
Yeah, you're not Concord.
Enjoyed. Yeah.
Shit on shit that needs to shit on.
Yeah. Now, again, a little side tangent about video games. Multiplayer games need to stop. You need to stop having to pay for multiplayer games. I'm sorry. Unless there's some incentive to keep playing outside of the multiplayer aspect, if you're planning on releasing a game that has a multiplayer fan base and you need matchmaking, I think it should be free to play, because. Like,
yeah, you're talking about like any sort of battle royale type of, like,
battle royale
5-on-5 hero shooter type of
that
thing.
Or even like Evil Dead. I mean, look at that. We spent the money on Evil Dead and then fucking died.
Yeah.
Predator Hunting Grounds, which it made a comeback, but it died. And it's like, you spent money on it.
The market is so oversaturated. Two, who knows how long these games are going to be. But if you make the game worth playing, people will come play and buy shit. That's what Apex has learned. That's what Fortnite has learned. That's what Destiny has learned. That's what Overwatch.
I miss Overwatch. I miss when it was good. It's hated.
Yeah, I know. People hate on Overwatch too now. I think that's another thing people just like to hate on. I mean, I get some of their points. I being devil's advocate, I get some of their points, but I do think people just hate on it to hate on it.
I hate on it because it's not the game it was when I started.
They shouldn't have shut down Overwatch 1 for Overwatch 2. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just the characters don't play the same. It's just, I don't know. Also, player base is just toxic, but that's any
Yeah,
game.
yeah, that could happen. The Apex has that too. But like, yeah, multiplayer game like Concord, Concord should have been free to play. It also should have been a single player Guardians of the Galaxy type game, but that's a whole other story. But yeah,
Also,
that game should have been free to play from the get go.
multiplayer games should be cross-platform.
That as well.
There's no fucking reason for it to be locked to one console just so you can maybe bring your friends over to make that company money. It's like, no, it's a multiplayer game meant to play with more people.
Mm-hmm.
You would make more money off these fucking games if they were cross-platform and more people had access to them, you know?
See, but then like that's the problem. Like we say that, and then I'm like, Sea of Thieves is another example, but it's not. 'Cause Sea of Thieves costs money.
Yeah, I mean, but like Game Pass, you can get it for free. But
That's
Sea of
true.
Thieves, yeah, you would have to pay for it. But,
But I think they're the exception to the rule because they're on that's a separate platform designed by another studio, like another company.
Yes, and also you can play the game alone, or you
Accurate.
can play with friends, but it's not competitive. I'm talking about competitive games,
Online,
like shooters.
Like we got Marvel Rivals coming out, and that game's free to play, and I cannot wait to play that game. Man.
I am as an Overwatch fan, a former Overwatch fan. I am beyond stoked to have a new Overwatch in my life, and I cannot fucking wait.
There are two games that I'm very excited that are coming out that are free to play, and you can pick shit up if you want to. Marvel Rivals and the Pokemon trading card game.
What?
Yeah.
There's a new TCG?
Mm-hmm. It's coming out. It's for mobile and stuff, and it's completely free, or you can buy a subscription to get packs. It's coming out at the end.
A thing.
No. I think it is on like consoles, like on the Switch, but this is like a whole new thing. You can trade with people on mobile apps. They have a simple battling system for it. And yeah, you can open packs and they all have rarities and the art looks like the old art and new art.
Is it Pokemon trading card game Pocket?
I think so.
Oh, October 30th, 2024.
Yeah.
Huh.
So my buddy is very much into this game. He's been talking about it nonstop. It's out in, I think it's New Zealand. It is out in New Zealand right now. He sideloaded it with the VPN from New Zealand. He showed it to me, and like he's been playing it nonstop, opening packs and whatnot, and he's got like rares and all kinds of shit already, and he's got a leg up. But this game looks fantastic, and it's collecting cards, but it's digital. So, and really, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure he said you get 2 free packs a day.
Do you battle?
Yeah, and you can battle. It like has a simplified version of the actual card game, so you can battle people.
Boy,
yeah,
I did not know about this. You got my interest because I was thinking of Pokemon TCG Live, which is like the mobile version of the actual.
Yeah, this is
like,
another thing like that. I'm pretty sure you can battle. I'm pretty sure that's what he told me. Yeah, there's a simple battling system for it. So. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know about this.
No, dude, I learned today that a fucking Gundam mode is coming to Fortnite that they announced back in July.
Dude, there's like the actual Gundams?
Yes!
Like Mobile Suit Gundam? What?
I shared that earlier in the fucking Digimon group chat because like they announced a new Gundam card game and shit.
Dude, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, we made like a channel for it. I was like, Gundam's coming to Fortnite, and this one guy's just like, yes. Like, I'm supposed to fucking know that. I'm like, asshole, you don't even play Fortnite. How do you know? Like,
bro, how did that slip under my radar? I like Gundam, and I didn't even notice that. I don't know fuck all about Gundam, but
I like mechs and giant robots.
Who doesn't? Who fucking doesn't?
Fucking lame people. Like, I want to get into to like Gunpla, you know, putting together Gundams and shit.
I just want one. I just want that one Gundam that everyone has.
The one that I have.
Yeah, it's like the main like Gundam that everyone recognizes right off the bat. It's like that white one with the blue and thing, and someone's gonna roast me for that eventually, being like, "You don't know who that is?" I'm like, no, I just know that's the main Gundam that everyone knows. It's like when you see like Optimus Prime, you just know that's Optimus Prime. That's their Optimus Prime.
At the Comic-Con here in New Orleans, I got one for free.
That's
They
cool.
had the whole Gundam booth up, and it was like, hey, we're giving out the free Gundam models, but you have to put them together right here. And it's like the like the base, like the easiest, like the entry level one.
Yeah, dude, they have
And
like you can build the like Megazords and stuff with those now.
oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and they
I want to get
transform and everything.
the Digimon Figure Arise model kits. I have one of them,
They're
which is a
crazy. Like they can
mag.
transform and do stuff, and like they got full range of motion now, and it's like what?
Yeah. There's also like cool things you can do with them. Like once you put them together, you can start getting into like one of the Digimon guys. He's big into Gundam, and he was talking to somebody else earlier about it, where you can like make them look weathered, make them look a little more detailed,
That's
things you
cool.
can do. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun.
Dude,
I want to do it
Digimon.
on stream.
We've said this before, but Digimon does not get enough love. Like I'm seeing all kinds of
It does.
Digimon shit, and I was like, where do you get this shit?
Yeah, like it's online imported.
It's and that's my beef
Trust me,
with
because it's
Final
even more
Fantasy,
expensive.
Kingdom Hearts, and Digimon. All have that fucking like, oh, you gotta buy this, but it's like a shit ton of money. Like, why is a
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy fucking 7-inch figure like $300 fucking dollars?
Yep. It's like buying a plush. It's like I want some of the Digimon plushes, but they're like $30-$40. I'm like, I don't want to spend $30-$40 on a stuffed animal.
Yeah, like if
Like
you
20
get
at
out of
max.
the like Disney selection like versions of Kingdom Hearts figures, they're fucking expensive.
Yeah, because you gotta pay those imported prices and
Yeah,
shit.
because it's
There's a
like the
website
Kai
that
Arts
does like that.
figures.
Look up Zen. What is it? Zen TCG.
Oh, is that
Zen
like one of their
TCG.
websites to buy shit?
Oh, Zenin.
Okay.
It's ZENINTCG.com.
Mm-hmm.
And they have people over there that go and like pick the stuff out, that buy it for you,
Okay.
and then ship it over,
Oh,
or
cool.
something like that.
It's like
And
fucking Flash food app for fucking toys.
yeah, and they got like anime, a lot of anime stuff on there. Like they got like some shirts coming out in Japan that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did the shipping, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, shipping
I
is
was like,
gonna fucking eat your asshole.
I'll spend like, I was like, maybe I'll spend 25 on a t-shirt. That's a lot, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it'd be the same if you went to a concert and bought a shirt.
Yeah,
But then the shipping was like $17. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good.
that's like
I'm good.
NECA level bullshit of fucking shipping.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about the Toka and Razor
The amount of figures I
figures.
fucking miss because their shipping costs more than the goddamn figure itself.
Yeah, I bought those at the height of COVID too. Ugh.
Yeah, I missed them because I was like, I'm not paying for that. Anywho,
I,
we
I actually caught it before they jacked it up even more.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Anywho,
anyway,
we
continue.
got way off track. I love it.
Actually, Ubisoft and how they suck.
Yeah. So yeah, they suck. I don't know what they're gonna do, but so it was rumored that Tencent is exploring a buyout. That was reported the other day, and then today Ubi responded with they're always looking at strategic partners and shareholders and blah blah blah. Yeah, and it said that they were trying to work together to stabilize Ubisoft and then bolster its value because its stock is like $7 right now. It sucks for them.
Give us the new goddamn Rayman.
Right? So the Galmont brothers own 49.9% of or Galmont, sorry, own that, and then Tencent currently owns about 10% of it. And Ubi says it's currently focused on open world and live services games. And they've also said that they are looking to pump out like fucking 10 Assassin's Creeds in the next 5 years. The new one actually looks really good. I hope it does well. I really hope Ubi stabilizes because I would hate to lose them. And I like the fact that they're independent. I don't really want Tencent taking over it. Just like I didn't want Vivendi taking over it either. I'd rather them remain independent and focus on what they do best. And I think they just need to I think they just need to focus. and put shit out that people kind of want them to. Like, do the open world Assassin's Creed, but then also do the normal Assassin's Creed. Get back to the storytelling that made Assassin's Creed so good in the first place. And I that's what I feel Assassin's Creed has lost. It's lost its storytelling with the Templars and the Assassins. It became more about how to fight in the open worlds than it did being the story of the Assassins and the Templars. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the stories that they had, but I think the overall narrative arc, ever since Assassin's Creed 4, or even 3 and 4, basically have lost what I think made Assassin's Creed what it was, which is the Assassins trying to save themselves from the Templar in the past and in the future with super duper power shit that from a lost ancient civilization.
How many times can you do that? Like, I've never played any of the games, but I've wondered. I'm like, how many times over can you do that storyline?
Well, you can do it pretty well because like you're just diving in the past of different assassins.
I got you.
So like there's a whole network of them. So if you just jump into whatever timeline, basically that's what you're doing. And rumor has it, like with the delay of Shadows, they're also remastering Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was like their last really, really successful one. Which still kind of told the story, but also was still open worldy before they went to, I think, like Odyssey in Egypt and stuff. But I really enjoy the Assassin's Creed storyline, and it's just missing that like wow factor for the story, I think. I like the open world ones, but I also like the non open world ones where it's open world but less open world. It's more like a city.
Yeah, and that how
So
Odyssey was, or was Odyssey just
yeah,
open?
Odyssey was like kind of an open world, but then we went back to like Mirage was kind of just one area. But I think it had way too many superpowers, and that's what pissed off people. They need to just go back to basics with a couple games, and I think that's what Shadows is attempting to do. But Shadows was the whole nother thing, pissed it off because they had a black samurai, and people were like, we don't like black samurais. They don't exist. And they're like, this is an historical figure. He exists. Shut up.
Huh.
So, we'll see. So, I'm just hoping they can fix it and right the wrongs and fix whatever. And like I said, 6 months down the road, everyone will be like, Star Wars Outlaws is great. I still want to play Star Wars Outlaws. The problem is there's a lot of games. Games are expensive. And I'm literally just discovering a game that came out 6 months ago to a studio that had to fire half its staff because nobody bought the game. But now that it's on Plus and Game Pass, everyone's like, this game is great. And I'm one of those people. I streamed it on the weekend. Immortals of Avion. Fantastic game. But I didn't play it when it came out. And now that it's on Plus, I'm like, I'll try it. And it's great. So, again, I think there's just too many games, too much stuff to play, and they're expensive. I know they're expensive to make, but they're expensive to buy as well. And I'm very particular. I'm like, this game has to be fantastic or a proven thing for me to buy it, like, right away.
Yeah.
So
I was never a fan of those games. I guess not a fan. I've never had any interest in those games. But I mean, I know they're super popular, and I would like for people to have games that they enjoy. So.
exactly, yeah. People like them, people want them, and I don't want you to lose Ubisoft, and I don't want them to lose their independence. And like on top of that, it's not just Assassin's Creed. Like they also pump out the Just Dance games that do really well and people enjoy them. So
Which is just crazy to me. But then again, I mean, look, Farming Simulator and Tractor Simulator and
mm-hmm.
all those other games, they're still kicking. People buy them every year. And I'm
Right,
like, all
right.
right, there's a fan base.
Yeah, and like Ubi does other stuff as well. They've got I like you said you've been clamoring for a Rayman.
Please, man,
So
please give us like another Rayman Legends or
I
something.
really liked Rayman. I've never played a Rayman before, and I played Rayman Legends, and
Uh-huh.
it was dope. I really liked it.
It's a comfort game for me.
Yeah.
Because there's a point in time where I played it with my oldest. It was like a bonding thing for us,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that game for that reason. But every once in a while, I'll pick up my Switch, and I'm slowly replaying through it again on the Switch. 'Cause I already beat it on the PS4,
Yeah.
and I've actually beaten that game multiple times. Because back when he was younger, he didn't he didn't understand, and he'd always go in and just start a new game. But hey, we beat it. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It's great.
Exactly. Like
It was a
it was
breeze.
kind of like they just put out Prince of Persia that did really well. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Mm.
Because it was like it went, I think it went back to like one of their old school, like the 2D ones.
Yeah.
But then like you had Skull and Bones, a game they had to put out.
That was a
Like,
pirate game, right?
yeah, they had to put that game out because the government paid for it, so they had no choice but to put that game out. But it was delayed like a billion times and did nothing.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. I didn't even realize it came out.
They had Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, a game that came out and people enjoyed it, but I don't think a lot of people played it. So I played it. I was enjoying it. But I used the free trial of their online subscription service,
Yeah.
which like is a really good thing, by the way. If you guys are looking to play a bunch of Ubisoft games for nothing, go use their trials. It's really good. Yeah, Tom Clancy. They have the Tom Clancy series that got Far Cry. Like they just need to start putting out good stuff. Like Far Cry 6 was good, but I think more people were just like it's more of the same thing. They've got Watch Dogs, but I think Watch Dogs got away from what Watch Dogs was originally supposed to be as well.
Uh,
Like the first game was fun. The protagonist was kind of a stick in the mud, but it was cool. You hacked technology. The second one doubled down on that with uh, more hacking and a fun storyline and a younger character who was more in there. And then the third one, they just decided, fuck it, we're not having a protagonist, which I think was really stupid. Watchdog Legions. And it
did
just,
you just finish a movie?
yeah, and apparently they just did a movie.
What is Watch Dogs about?
Watch Dogs is,
Okay, if you have to think about it like that, I'm good.
see, the problem is it's like it doesn't have one cohesive narrative
Gotcha.
because there's three different games, but it's basically you're a hacker and you can hack anything. And I really enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the first one more than I did the second one, but it was also still really fun. I was enjoying the third one just because it's fun to fuck around in, but the storyline is just it's garbage. It like there's no centralized character that you can really get attached to,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to feel like that's the general problem with their games now is that there really isn't that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of. I think the only good thing they have going right now is Rainbow Six. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting a Splinter Cell soon. So, who knows?
Hopefully it's good.
As far as I know, the Division has one announced, but it's just I don't know. Ubisoft's just hanging in there and doing what they can. But I think they just need to go back to doing what they did, which was make good narrative stories with good characters and good gameplay and whatever, you know? I
Yeah.
feel like that's been lost on them lately. They doubled down on like the stuff in the game but forgot the story elements of it. But who knows? But yeah, that is our podcast for today. You got some news, you got some tangents, and you got some future prospects of things that we are going to do. This podcast will be live soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself. D, thanks for doing this again with me.
No problem, dude.
Once again, we're going
anytime.
to try to get this out on a regular basis. So here's hoping.
Yes, just message me. Let me know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but yeah, thanks everybody for tuning into the podcast. You can find us on our various socials, which I will link down below, and we stream on various days over on both of our Twitches, which will also be linked down below. So thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Adios.
Deuces.